Hello everybody, this is Intrepid83 and welcome back to Let's Play Suikoden 5. Alright, let's check the comment box. We got one. Oh, okay. Kildrick from Shigure. I've never seen him before, but based on his age, we should have been in the organization around the same time. Oh, interesting. Alright, that's taken care of. Short and sweet. Let's head on down and speak to Oboro. Well, it's probably obvious by now, so I might as well just say it. His ex-wife is Silva. They met on the battlefield when she was an army doctor, and before long they got married. What happened after that is private, though. Alrighty. Alright, so Galleon is done officially. In the next one, I'm actually going to learn a bit more about HAZUKI. Alright. Alright, let's go take a look at the newspapers. Issue 20. The Sun Palace recaptured, Princess rescued. The Prince's forces have stormed the Imperial capital Solfalena, stamping out the last of the Godwin forces. During the assault, Princess Limslia, who had been held captive in the Sun Palace, was finally rescued. The long war against the occupying regime appears to have finally come to an end. Lord Godwin's steel sun rune flees. The Dawn Times has learned that Gazelle Godwin, pretender to the position of commander of the Queen's Knights, has died in battle. Almost all remaining Godwin underlings, including Queen's Knights Azahak and Alenia, have also fallen in combat. The Godwin faction is now nearly completely annihilated. However, the remains of the occupying regime, including Lord Marskal Godwin himself, have fled Solfalena and, in a cowardly and desperate act, seized the Sun Rune and are now at large. With such a powerful weapon still at their disposal, Falena is not yet free from the tyranny of the Godwin faction. Indeed. Portraits of the enemy, Marskal Godwin. Now that he has lost Gazelle, his only blood relative, and nearly all of his men, we wonder what Marskal will do now. Marskal had a cousin that he was extremely close to ever since childhood, and they continued to be very close even into adulthood. His cousin was Martis, the man who married Princess Sharawar, and Marskal was said to have a very loving relationship with his wife, Rosalind, but Marskal lost both Martis and Rosalind during the succession conflict. While these tragedies no doubt influence Marskal's current behavior, there are no excuses for the bloodshed he has brought on this nation. Alright, and issue 21. Phaedos water level rises rapidly. In an urgent special report, the Dawn Times has learned that the water level of the Phaedos River has risen considerably, quickly reaching dangerous and deadly heights. According to unnamed sources within the Red Dawn Army, it is believed that while Marskal was making his getaway, he used the Sun Rune to melt the Ashdwell Mountains glacier. His Royal Highness has expressed his intention to go there immediately and investigate. Alright. Yashuna Village hot springs recover? Hey, that sounds good. The Dawn Times has learned that Yashuna Village, whose very existence had been threatened by an unexplained reduction in hot water volume from its famed hot springs, has experienced a sudden miraculous recovery. Business at Yashuna's once popular Hot Springs Inn, which had been drastically reduced since the drop in water volume, has now returned to normal. The war is over, an unidentified inn worker exclaimed, beaming with joy. We're back in business. Oh, there you go. I wonder if the dwarves actually got done. Anyways. Portraits of the enemy, the Sun Rune. The Sun Rune is one of the 27 true runes and is a symbol of the Queendom of Falena. The Sun Rune, however, has revealed its frightening side to its people. This weapon of unimaginable power is now in the possession of Lord Godwin. According to an investigation by Zweig and others, an inscription on an ancient tablet gives precise instructions on how to draw out the Sun Rune's power. Marskal apparently brought this tablet with him to the Sun Palace. If Marskal is still able to unleash this power, must we fight the Sun Rune as our enemy? And can we hope to win such a battle? Many feel that only the Prince's Dawn Rune and Leon's Twilight Rune can stand up to such brutal power. Oh boy. Interesting thoughts, indeed. Anyways, with that done, we actually have two more bath scenes that we need to take care of. and then we'll be done with all of the bath scenes. So I've already got two of the first set of characters for the first one, so we'll just head over there on screen. And the first group is Sius and Haleth. I gotta admit, I'm gonna have to think about that myself to figure out whether I truly agree with it or not. But anyways, alright, I guess I gotta go head back to Solfalena to get the next group, and I'll meet you right back here. Alright, this is the final bath scene of the game, so let's take a look. Alright. Oh, it took a little willpower there to keep from cracking up, but alright. That is the last of the bath scenes. And I do believe Obero should be back as well, so let's go speak to him again. Hazuki's a beautiful young swordswoman. She followed BELCOOT here. It's odd. As clueless as BELCOOT is about women, he sure can reel them in, can't he? Alright, the next one. And then to the important things of this episode. So I'm actually going to head back to Solfalena, and I'll meet you back with Lucerina. To show you my potch grinding party. Alright, we're back. And just to let you know, the last bath scene was with Leon, Miyakis, and Roy, so there we go. Alright. Alright, so I'll get my party put together, and I'll be right back. Alright, and here we go. We got GAVAYA, Raven, FREY, Subala, Leon, and Roy with Zweig, Norma, Egbert, and Murad in the entourage. The main party is GAVAYA, Raven, FREY, Leon, and Roy. There's actually an open slot in this party, and that slot I'm actually using for any characters that need to get caught up on their levels. So basically I'm going to start with the lowest level characters, in this case Subala. I'm basically going to try and level them up to level 50, and then once they get up to level 50, whatever potch I've grinded up to that point, that's when I'll come back to the castle or whatever, get the next party member in, and then use the potch or whatever to you know, equip them and all that kind of stuff, and forge them, and you know, that kind of stuff. So basically this potch grinding is really going to be more focused on getting characters caught you know, up to speed kind of thing. One thing you may consider you know, putting on a party member is the prosperity rune. You do need 4 pieces in order to make it. I've only got 1 piece, so basically for me it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever time-wise to try and do that. If you've got 3 pieces, I would say maybe try going back to the waterfall basin to fight some of those ogre frogs, I think they're called, which drop them. If you do that, I would highly recommend swapping Babbage, Bergen, and Phelan into your entourage, because they have the highest treasure hunt skill ability possible. Babbage is rank S, and Bergen can get up to level SS, and Phelan goes up to S as well. So get those 3 their treasure hunt skills maxed out, and you should have relatively little trouble getting the 4th prosperity piece that you want to use, kind of thing. I'm not going to do it because, like I said, it'll just take way too long for me to be able to get the other 3, so yeah, that's one option. Also, in the video description, I will have posted the shopping list, the rune setups, the forging list, and the forging prices as well. The prices you need to go from one level to another, kind of thing, for you know, forging weapons. That's just for reference for you guys. Just to let you know, to max somebody's weapon out at level 16 from level 1 will cost you 366,000 potch. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna actually head back to the Solmanari Castle, and then I'll go into a little more in depth of what I intend to do. All right, I'll meet you back there. Alright, and we're back. Alright, here we go. So basically, the challenge of me recording this episode and preparing for it was just the fact that so much has to be done. I was trying to find the simplest way I could possibly, you know, to present this information so that you guys don't get overwhelmed, kind of thing. So basically, I've got it narrowed down into, I believe, 6 steps. One is you get the extra party members. So in this case, I've got Subala, so step 1's complete. Step 2 is, you know, using any skill points you have with that character to, you know, level up any skills that you need to, and then go into the forge their weapon. Skill also applies to the magic skills as well, so you'll be going back and forth, kind of thing, because of Levi up in the top right there. And then I go into, you know, getting them equipped with the runes that they're got, their final runes, and then I'd work on the equipment, so start buying stuff and all that kind of stuff. So in this case, I'm actually going to go ahead and use up all my skill points, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, the skills are all done, and so GAVAYA got his attack skill up to rank B. Raven and Roy, basically I used the party skill points to get their thief skills up to maximum. Raven took his up to rank SS, and Roy's maxes out at S, so you definitely want to do that. And also I went over to Levi to get Norma's potch finder ability up to SS, so there we go. We basically maxed out our potch grinding abilities in terms of skills. And I think they're pretty much the only people that I was able to level up their skills for. Nobody else had enough. So anyways, alright, I'll get everybody's weapons forged up to level 16, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got everybody's weapons forged up to level 16, except I did not do Zweig's yet, simply because I got better use for that pot right now. Since right now my focus is really on beefing up or getting the pot grinding party ready. Alright, I'll get the runes all taken care of, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the runes as they are set up now are GAVAYA has the Drain and Strike Back rune, Raven just has his Raven rune. Eventually he will get a middle slot opened up. You can put a Drain rune in there if you like, but you'll find out why that really isn't that necessary. FREY, keeping up with the counter Dawn Sunbeam. Subala gave her the shield rune. Her left-hand rune slot will open up by the time she gets to level 50, so I'll eventually put a water rune in there, and she'll be set. Then the Killer rune on Leon with the Drain and Twilight runes, and then Roy with the Drain and Counter rune there. So, there we go. Alright, now it's for the equipment. First of all, I'm actually going to recommend that you worry about putting the final equipment on the one extra party member, so in this case on Subala. So what I'm going to do is scroll down on my notes here. There we go. Alright, so Subala, I need to get... Can I store all yet? Hey, I can, sweet. Let's start from scratch. Alright. Subala, she needs a wind hat, water dragon armor, so I'm just going to start with the stuff that I know I have. As the accessories. SilverWhite Emblem. This equipment I'm putting on her is going to be her final equipment of the game, kind of thing, so... yellow scarf there, and then a power belt, and then an eyeball ring. Basically, everybody's going to get at least one eyeball ring where we're going, so yeah. Alright, so there's her last accessories, so to speak. Now let's get the armor. Now the one thing about the runes is eventually I will strip all of the runes I can off of everybody, and then sell all the ones that I don't need, because you can get a lot of potch out of that, so it'll cut down on how much I have to grind. Alright, so Subala needs a wind hat, and then a water dragon armor, and then chainmail gloves. Now I'm actually going to be switching in between chainmail and SilverWhite Bracers. They both got the same amount of physical defense, however the SilverWhite Bracers are a bit more expensive, but they do help long-range attacks. So anybody that's going to be short to middle range in any battles, any parties that I put them in coming up, they'll get the chainmail gloves, and anybody else that are medium to long range will get these SilverWhite Bracers. Alright, so the chainmail gloves there, and then the Cyclone Boots. And there we go. So Subala is officially complete in terms of her equipment. All she needs is that one water rune, and then she'll be good to go for the end of the game. So, alright, so now I'm going to take some time to get everybody out, the actual pot grinding party put together in terms of their equipment, and I'll be right back to show you what I've got. Alright, so the final equipment setup is as follows. There's GAVAYA. Now, as far as Raven, as you can probably tell, I was going more towards a magic defense with him because his level is so low. And again, for another reason, that physical defense really doesn't make a difference on him. Again, you'll find out soon. And there we go. What was one thing? Oh yeah, if you actually are going to plan on using drain runes on the characters like Subala or anybody that you're trying to get caught up, just make sure you have their final runes on them before you switch them out, kind of thing. So yeah. Alright, so I actually took a little time and I sold a couple of things from my inventory. I sold the Dragon Incense because it only applies to in-battle effects, so I figured I'd just sell that. I sold the Sacrificial Jesus I had, and I also sold the Blinking Rune pieces as well. As far as these Stones of Strength and all that stuff, I will be using those eventually, just not yet. I'll definitely be putting all of those eventually onto my my final party of the game, so don't worry about those. Anyways, one other thing that you might want to consider is when you're buying equipment. I'll explain this while I'm going to where I intend to grind. When you buy equipment, I would recommend focusing on one type of equipment if you've got the extra pot cutting. You will have extra pot with this. focus on helmets first kind of thing, or just, you know, if you want to buy helmets, buy all the helmets all at once, because as soon as you buy all 18 of those helmets, or whatever helmets you need to fully fit out the 18 characters, then you can pretty much sell everything else, which frees up a lot of space and it gives you a lot of potch, you know, as a result. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It'll help clear out your inventory, the storage, you know, systematically kind of thing. So I highly recommend that. I highly recommend waiting, buying the armor, like the body armors, last for one particular reason, because of the mini boss here. Alright, the centipedes, again, I've already shown you this, but I figured I might as well you know, show you a few battles with this party. So in this case, the centipedes are still pretty deadly, and I definitely don't want them going after Raven or anything like that. These guys tend to attack at the front and the front two rows. So, alright, let's have attack. Let's basically have everybody attack. One thing you're going to notice is that with Raven and Roy, because their levels are fairly low, you're going to notice that they're going to probably miss at the very beginning. And there's the Killer Rune. Well, that was easy. Now we have 46,200 pots just from the prosperity pieces, because Raven and Roy did not get to attack that battle. But yeah, essentially in these battles, I think the most potch I've ever gotten for one battle was against the mini boss. The mini boss is called a Wyvern. I might as well actually want to pull up my bestiary here too while I'm at it. Alright, right down to the bottom. Oh hey, the Salamander again. Yay! Yeah, get a lot of potch from him too. Alright, yeah, so the Wyvern has 3,500 hit points. It usually drops 30,000 potch. The most potch I've ever gotten out of that battle was over 500,000. So, yeah, anyway, let's just do this. Alright, no misses yet. So we may get a good demonstration battle. Remember that thief ability is chance based, so obviously the higher the skill level, the more potch you'll learn. So this one we got 90,720 potch, and didn't the salamanders usually only give 12,000 potch? Yeah, so you can sometimes get in excess of 10 times the amount of potch per battle that you would usually. So yeah, it's a very fast and effective way. And again, we're pretty much focusing on getting the characters up to level 50, or at least within reach kind of thing. So yeah, basically this is where I'm going to be grinding, right around the big hole. It's a nice central point. There's a lot. I think it's probably the biggest wide open area we've got. So yeah, let's see how much potch we can get out of this guy. Probably won't show too many duplicate battles. I will want to show you the Saber Fangs and all that kind of stuff. Again, you still have to be very careful with the double centipede Saber Fang battles, because they are still just as deadly. And one thing you might want to consider, you know, fitting these people out, is that, you know, when you've got extra potch after fitting the extra party member. Killer Rune again. Yeesh, Leon. Anyways, oh yeah, great Firefly piece. At level 55, GAVAYA, his third rune slot, his head slot, will open up. I would actually highly recommend putting a great Firefly rune in there, because it doubles your encounter rate, so it'll speed up potch grinding that way. And here's another enemy you can run around here, the Raging Assassin, 3,500 hit points. So let's just Crane Wing. Be nice to see them try to attack Raven so you can see what happens. Yeah, that's not an anomaly. Anytime any enemy tries to physically attack Raven normally, they will miss, simply because of the Raven rune that he has equipped on him. It basically forces all enemies basically to automatically miss. Special attacks are another matter, and so are magical attacks. So again, magical attacks, that's why I pretty much had him focus on magic defense, so yeah. Alright, I was hoping to be able to show this one off as well. Alright, this one, yeah, this battle is just as deadly as ever, as you can see. Yeah. Alright, let's get over to sorcery. And let's basically take one out at a time, kind of thing. Do not be afraid. Oh yeah, she doesn't have the water room, but yeah, don't be afraid to use this if you absolutely need to. Leon should be good because I don't think anybody can reach that far back. So. But yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that I did buy another yellow scarf off screen as well for FREY, for, well, to somewhat protect him against the poison status, but yeah. I don't think I finished my thought on this, but on the after you've finished, you know, buying all the equipment you need for the person you're swapping in and out kind of thing, make sure you buy the equipment for like FREY and GAVAYA kind of thing that they need to beef them a bit more because they're on the front lines kind of thing. So yeah, just to help their survivability. That's all. Because even though we're not grinding for their level's sake, their levels will still be important for their skill points. Let's just do this. I gotta be careful with that. There we go. Yeah, let's... just in case. Or not. Good job, Leon. And there we go, 193,620 potch, the first big one. And basically I've got all of my medicine, all of my mega medicine, and all of my antitoxins here as well. So basically use them whenever you need to, kind of thing. I should use them mega on FREY, because eventually we will be topping these things up. So. Alright, should be one more battle I want to show, and then that'll be it. Thank you, Lord. Anyways, the mini-boss. The Wyvern, and the main reason why you want to wait for... make the body armor is the last thing you buy. Alright, so the Wyvern, and let's just form skill him for now. Sorcery, and then just go all out. Yeah, the Wyvern has 3,500 hit points, as I said. He can do this, which killed Raven. Alright, let's get him back. Another thing about Raven and Roy is that you might have noticed that I only put skill points into their thief abilities, and that's simply because, unfortunately, Raven and Roy will not be coming with me to the final area of the gate, so they are not part of my final 18. They're just immensely useful for this kind of stuff. And that's a pretty decent one, 403,200 potch, yeah. And yeah, we get a flame array chain. That is one of the, well, it's chainmail, and obviously it's going to be very useful for FREY, and so forth. So yeah, that piece of armor is worth, I think, 170,000 potch? 160, 170,000 potch, and I need eventually 6 of them eventually, so depending on how many wyverns I fight, you know, I could save myself quite a bit of potch that way. So yeah. Alright, so I think that's all I'm going to show in terms of on-screen. The next time you'll see me, I'll actually... You're not going to be seeing me grind much potch anymore, and you're just going to see me coming back to the castle to, you know, check up on Obero, and I'll show you, you know, the potch that I was able to grind up to that point, you know, when Squalla reaches level 50, and then, you know, what I've got going on forward kind of thing. So yeah, it'll just be no grinding on screen, just showing you the results of it kind of thing. Alright, so I'll meet you back at the Solmanari Castle after I've got Subala up to level 50. Alright, I'm back here with Obero here, and I've already done some, you know, the skills off screen, all that stuff. I got Subala with her final runes on there, the shield and water runes, so she's set and ready to go. She's at level 51. And skills, also I leveled up GAVAYA's FREY skill, FREY's incantation skill, and gave Subala an extra bit of agility there, and that's pretty much it. So. Alright, let's speak to Obero here. She actually comes from a family of government sword instructors. She took a journey to hone her skills and lost to BELCOOT and Kanakan. She swore not to go home again until she gets even. Alright. Alright, and the next one. And just to show you, yeah, I've got, I managed to grind 1.7 million potch just from that one little stint there, so yeah. Alright, so we'll head back to Solfalena, the Sun Palace, and I'll get the next party member, and I'll meet you back, back in the shops area, back with Vicky. Alright, I'm back, and I decided to also go through with all the equipping I needed to do off screen, so I spent all my potch as well. So as far as LOGG goes, this is his final equipment here, and I had to buy all of that stuff, so we're good to go there. And then runes as well. He had the 2 slots open, so I figured just equip the runes already, so he's all set and ready to go as well. The shield and water rune. So now all I have to do is just grind him up to level 50. So yeah. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. With the extra potch that I had after equipping him, I had enough potch to buy all of the headgear that I needed for the rest of the game, and as a result I ended up selling everything else that I did not need. So I've got 7 wind hats here, and I've got 8 flame helmets. No, that's 7 flame helmets, because I think I've got one equipped. And then, yeah, I've got LOGG has one equipped, yeah, that's right. And I bought a Horn Helm there, so there we go. Alright. So that's just basically how I'm going to be going through, just, you know, whatever extra potch I have, I'll use it to buy the remainder of that particular type. I think the next type I'll be buying is either the gauntlets or the boots. So yeah. All right, so I'll head out to grind some more potch, and I'll meet you back at Oberon's. Oh no, that's the wrong place. There we go. Alright, so LOGG is all caught up. He's up at level 50, and yeah, so I managed to grind 1.4 million potch that time. So, alright. Over the course of her travels, she met Nakia and GAVAYA. When she first met GAVAYA, he was so persistent in his marriage proposals that she actually threw her sword on him. Oh, GAVAYA. Yeah, that brings to mind, if you had GAVAYA with you when you went to speak to HAZUKI the first time, you know, when we were recruiting her, you would actually get a bit of an extra scene with him and her as well. And it's actually a pretty funny scene that I came across when I was, you know, getting caught up for, getting my other save file caught up kind of thing to be able to record one of the endings, and I was just like, I figure I might as well at least mention it since I can't record it, so yeah. Alright, so HAZUKI is done. The next one I would like to learn more about, which I'm kind of surprised nobody kind of mentioned this before, but we can't find her! Oh no! Yeah, was Vicky, if we haven't done it already. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to do Vicky, unfortunately. She is not on here, so yeah, anyways. Alright, let's find out Norden then. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go get the next party member, it will be Lun. So I'll get her all fitted up. I'll get her all the potch grinded up and all their levels grinded up, and I'll meet you right back here to show you the final result. Alright, so after that one, I was able to, well, Lun's up level 50. I was able to grind 1.8 million potch that time, and as far as Lun's equipment goes, this is what she's got for the end game. And then runes. So there we go. And I did equip a couple of things on FREY and Leon as well. GAVAYA's already got his helmet that he's going to be wearing. So yeah, I gave FREY and Leon there a couple of their pieces there. And yeah, so the last time I didn't leave there, but I bought the footwear kind of thing. So I sold off all the footwear that I had. And so yeah, next one I need to get leveled up is Sagiri. So I'll go get her. And I'll get her all fitted out and leveled up and all that stuff, and I'll meet you right back here after I speak to Oboro. Norden was a vice-captain of the Barrows garrison. After the Lord Lake uprising, he resigned and started drinking, but we persuaded him to tell us the real story. Indeed we did. So yeah. Nope. I'm gonna keep sending you after Norden. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we'll get Sagiri all set up, and I'll meet you right back here to show you the final result. Vicky! She sneezed again, but got to send to a different spot here. Fortune piece. Oh, cool. Alright, let's see if I can get out of here, and then I'll meet you back at Oboro's. Alrighty, I'm done. Got Sagiri up to level 50, and I've got 1.4 million potch, and I've got some good news. But first, let's speak to Oboro here. Urim was technically Norden's superior, but Norden was the real man in charge. Still, whenever Urim spouted orders, usually on a whim, Norden couldn't go against him. That's how the trouble started. Indeed, indeed. Alright. And with that, viewers, this could very well be the last investigation I do of the game, so here we go. Alright. With that taken care of, just a few more things I need to do, and then that'll be the end of this episode. This really long episode. But yeah, it's just all of this stuff was necessary. I tried to cut out as much as I possibly could, but this is the length of the episode, I guess. But anyways, first of all, runes. With the 1.4 million potch and the good news that I promised, I actually officially, including all the excess equipment that I need to sell and all the runes I'm going to be selling, I officially have enough potch to purchase the rest of the equipment. 1.4 million potch is nowhere near enough for me to purchase it now, but yeah, like I said, excess equipment being sold and all the other stuff that I will not be using, I have enough potch to do that. So that's what I'll be doing. But anyways, first of all, I actually want to speak to Jean here, because if you recall, we can access everybody else's runes from the reserves here and unequip them. And I'm actually going to be doing that. I'll be equipping everybody, all 18 of my characters, with the runes that you'll see in the video description. And yeah, so I'll take care of that off screen, and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, I'm done. I've got them all set up. I'll show you what I can anyway. So I've got the Firefly rune on GAVAYA here. The Firefly rune, yeah, it gives him the bullseye status. Basically, he draws all attacks to him, kind of thing. So any attacks that are, multi-targeting or area of effect spells still have the area of effect spell. It's just it's primaried on GAVAYA there. So anyways, alright, so now we just need to sell all of the runes and all of the equipment and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll take care of that, and I'll sell everything that I do not need anymore, and I'll be back to show you the final result. Alright, I'm done selling everything with a total of 4 million potch. So yeah, all this stuff I've kept. Here's all the helmets, sold all the armor that I would not be keeping, and all the gauntlets and the boots kind of thing. As far as accessories, I only kept the stuff that I'm going to be using. And I even sold all of the prosperity stuff. I'm keeping this killer rune. I have one extra killer rune for a very specific reason, and that is for the final battle of the game. And yeah, I had a few other runes that I was able to assemble as well, so I did that with Jean and I sold the runes as well. I sold all of the pieces off, and there's actually 3 other pieces of, I guess, antiques or paintings or whatever that I had to appraise and sell as well. They were just called ruins. All it is just a picture of the top of this castle here, so yeah. I'd rather a picture of Farron in here, but anyways. Alright, so with that taken care of, I am actually going to now purchase the rest of the equipment that I need, again according to what I have listed in the video description. And I guess I'll equip it on everybody, and yeah, I think I'll meet you back. I'll teleport over to Sol Falena, the Sun Palace, and I'll meet you there. Alright, we're here. Everybody's equipped. Now, for the last few things. First of all, we've got lots of skill points that is unused. Essentially, I'm going to be going through all of the other Stars of Destiny that have unused skill points, and I'm going to be transferring them into the party skill points. Yes, we're going to end up with a lot of party skill points. So, might as well just start with Raven and Roy here. I'm basically going to be doing this with everybody. And at the same time, well, as close to as at the same time as possible, I'm also going to be bringing Dongo into the entourage there, so I can start forging everybody's weapons up to level 16 as well. The 18 important characters anyway. The 18 characters, if you haven't guessed already, are the 18 characters that are listed in the video description with all the runes beside them, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to take a moment to get everybody's all 18 weapons forged up to level 16, and then I'm actually going to treat you guys. I'm going to show you what party I will be taking into the Astral Mountains, which also happens to be the final party of the game that I'll be using the final party that I'll be taking into the final battle, so to speak. So yeah. Alright, so we'll take care of all the forging and all the skill point pooling, and I'll be right back to show you the my final party. Alright viewers, here we go. This will be the main party members for the final battle of the game. GAVAYA, FREY, Leon, LEVI, Sagiri, and Lou. And Marina really is going to be the only entourage character that's worth bringing into the fight. So yeah, so yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. The only difference being is, well, there's going to be a couple others in the entourage. You'll have to wait to see who those are. But yeah, Sagiri as well. Her runes will be changing. So yeah, well, one of them will be anyways. But yeah, so that's basically it. And also, just to let you know, this is the stuff I've got in my inventory here. 6 stacks of medicine, 6 stacks of mega medicine. Got all of the supercharged healing stuff there, and then I got 6 stacks of antitoxin. I've got the remainder of the escape scrolls that I've held on to for a very long time for, well, one particular reason. I've got my stat boosting stones here that I'll be giving to the final this party here. And then I've got an extra set of armor here, because as you can probably tell in the, speaking of Loose Arena and all that stuff, we do not have access to George, but he will be coming along, so yeah, he does need equipment when he joins the party again, so yeah. Alright, there is still one thing I need to do, and that is what I'm going to do with all these party skill points. As you might be able to recall, I mentioned that we will be splitting up into 3 parties again. Basically, 2 of the parties are going to have the ability to level up physical and or combat and magic skills. One of them will not have that ability. Basically, I'm going to be putting all of those party skill points into maxing out the party that does not have access to that. That will not have access to that, so yeah. As far as what skill points I'm going to put it into and all the skills and all that stuff, well, it really doesn't apply to you, and as far as where I put mine, simply because your parties may be quite different than mine. So yeah, just basically try to cater to their strengths. Somebody that has high speed and all that kind of stuff, or can attack a lot, try to, focus on agility and attack and all that kind of stuff, and maybe even vitality as well to boost up your critical hit rate kind of thing, and all kind of stuff. So yeah, just basically play into their strengths. So that's what this is basically all about. Also, to note that these 6 characters, GAVAYA, FREY, Leon, LEVI, Yuri, and Lu, do have the priority from me in order to, in terms of the best equipment put on them kind of thing. So yeah, GAVAYA does have the all of the Windspun equipment. This stuff is insanely powerful, simply because of the extra boost in agility it gives him. I think GAVAYA now, his agility is at 180 or so, so yeah, it's a very nice set of armor. Also, on the note of that armor, you might have noticed an asterisk beside the Windspun armors in the video description. All that means is basically where we're going, the mini-boss that we'll be fighting drops this. So basically, you'd only need to fight 2 of them, and you'd get both of them kind of thing. But I figured out, what the heck, I've got the potch, so I may as well just buy them myself. So yeah. Anything else? Yeah, so I gotta get all my skill points equipped and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I guess I'll take care of that off screen, and next time we'll be leaving from Solfalena, and we'll be heading into the Ashdwall Mountains, the final area of the game. This is going to be fun. This is Intrepid83 signing off. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.